Kia ora tātou katoa I tēnei pō. Ko tēnei tōku hōtaka ko tai Dori, rua rau I nānei, rua rau me te tahi. Ko Victor hau, e korero mai ana mai I Manurewa ki Aotearoa, New Zealand. Nā mai koutou, nau mai harawai, ki te whakarongo, ki te titiro, ki te pātai o pātai, kia whakautu a hau ki o pātai, I tēnei pō. Toru ngā pānu I roto I te blog, I tēnei rangi. Nā te mea karahi e maha ngā kaiwhakapāho. Ne? I te atarei, ina pō, kei te noho ngoikore rātou, pēr. Inga o, anō, kei te mahi, a rātou mahi, o te redemption, nā te mea kei te, o e whāngara kei te toe, ka muti I kona, te redemption mō te marama o Mei. Ne? Ka tahi anō ka tīmata mō te marama o Noema. Right. So, tonight, we're going to korero about things that matter at the moment. And of course, you know, we have redemption this week. The end is 4 days away. And, you know, I'd just like to think that everyone has done as much as they can or could have towards redemption. E maha ngā mahi mō te redemption, e te hei he āhua ua, you know, ua. Mo e te hei tāngata he kore puitia pēr, ki te hoko ngā pātekau grain. Ko ngā tāngata kua ka tahi anō ka oho rātou, ki te mahi te redemption. Me era ati mea. Now, you know, a lot goes into redemption. And it can be tiring if you're trying to look after a whole lot of people with a whole lot of questions and they need answers or they need you to show them. And it's never ending. It never stops. Each redemption has been the same. But as we work towards the end of this redemption, I don't know, this redemption seems to be a little bit heavier. When I say heavier, I mean, you know, there's more to it than what the past redemptions have been. I don't know what it is. Is it a different, you know, different people? Different people with different problems? Or is it the people that we have in now are not as knowledgeable as those that were in the past redemptions. When it came to redemption time, is what I meant. There are those people who don't even know what a redemption is, and they get themselves all caught up in the meaning of redemption and what's the other word they get caught up in? Referrals. We used to have a big problem with those two kupu, those two words, when we were talking redemption. And, the number of people who used to come and ask us, what's the difference? And I was amazed, I thought, well, it's self-explanatory, really. Those kupu, if they're in the right context, they're self-explanatory. So I don't know how people get themselves totally confused over that. But anyway, one thing, we have not had that this time. No. People have been just, open to redeeming. What does it take to redeem anything? The purpose of redeeming. What does it mean to you if you redeem? And what does it mean if you don't redeem? And so we've got, different caliber of people this time round. So it makes it just a little bit different heading into Final Redemption Week. And that's one of the things that I've come across this particular redemption, is that we have a different caliber of people. I wouldn't say they were I wouldn't say they were smart or clever or any such person. I would say they were just people who who are taking the steps the way they want to, and that they make sure they cover all steps heading into redemption. And that kind of opened my eyes a bit, this redemption. What else have I found in this redemption? I found that people, once they've done their 40 grain, and, for them it's been a big deal to get the 40 grain, but they were committed to getting it. And once they got it, they quickly wanted to move to the next step. And a lot of them this time seem to be more planned and organised. You still get the odd ones that aren't, but these ones seem to be planned and more organised about them and their downline. And because a lot more of them asked a lot more questions about the cookie reward detail. Now, not many used to do that. They were just too glad to see that they had cookies to redeem and that they had done the whatever it was promo at the time. And they were happy to just do that. They weren't worried about who pushes the button. When they push the button, what happens? And where do they go to next? What do they find? Can they check off things? There's been none of that so far. In fact, I've had to tell people to check, you know, to go and check their accounts and not just the Crinkle Cash back offer wallets as well, but to at least give, you know, admin 24 hours to 72 hours before they actually go in and look at the wallet. So, yeah, that's been an interesting point of this, but it's just, and I guess that's what created more work for us, of those people who ask a lot of questions and really want to know where they're at going forward. And of course, you have your golden oldies that wait for the 12th hour, you know, and then they go, it's a redemption time. Am I supposed to be doing anything else? Just like that. And I'm thinking, come on, you could be doing other things. You should be leading the charge because you're an oldie. You've been in this many redemptions now, and nothing seems to have changed with you. Time to change. Make the change. You haven't got long before November. But I noticed there's a big hum going on. There's a big hum going on around the teens. And it's, I think, maybe the word is getting around. Maybe they're reading it on Facebook with all the different posts that you see on Facebook from around the world. You know, and they're reading them. They're not getting it from us. They're reading it elsewhere because they think it falls in their lap, so it's easier to do it that way. And then, you know, if something is of interest to them, straight away they hone in into, you know, their sponsor or their upline, whoever, and they start asking for explanations of what they have read. Instead of asking the person who's posted, no, they go back and ask their sponsor. Now, I've had, you know, some do that to me, and I've just said, ask your question to the person who's posted up. And they go, oh, but they speak in another language, and I just matter.
He just posted it up, Christy. He just posted it up. Can you read it back for him?
Oh, yeah.
It's on the blog. It's a new one. Well, when you finish what you do.
Yes, so, yeah, you know, it's things like that that give you extra work to do because you've got to make sure that they're getting them the correct information as well, especially when they come forward like that and start hounding you with all this information. And, you know, you're thinking, now where did they get all this from? So when they do that, now I say to them, okay, show me the post. Before I even answer them, show me the post that you're referring to. Some do, some don't. I look at the ones that do, and I understand what they are, what they're looking for. That's the downlines or other team members. And they're looking for the correct answer and confirmation of what the poster said. I would say to them, instead of you reading that, go to the blog and read the blog. Read the information in the blog. That's your answer. And, they kind of hum and ha. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So, since we only have 4 days to go, make sure you've done your 40 grand transaction. If you can do more before Friday, by all means, go for it. Get it for whatever you can get now. Don't wait. Send button meeting. We've got send button meeting in the morning in New Zealand, 4 a.m. New Zealand time. And don't forget to check over your Cookie Reward detail page or chart, whatever you want to call it, in your back office, because it's interesting for you to take note of what Cookie Rewards you have, where you've got those from, how you accumulated those things. And your 40 grand transaction will appear in there if you've done it. It will tell you if it's valid or not. Normally, if it's invalid, it will be because you've only just done it. And you haven't given admin time to check it. So it won't become valid until admin has checked it. Okay. Also check your download that they're duplicating exactly what you're doing. If you are doing everything possible with your Cookie Rewards, whether it's the Bitcoin competition, whether it's the 40 grand, anything that you've gained, check your send button meeting counts too. Because, if you have doubts about anything in your Cookie Rewards details, and if you haven't made a note of it yourself in a little book or wherever you want to put it, you will have trouble trying to check. Okay? You'll have problems trying to check because you can't recall anything. And when you can't recall anything, you don't have anything to check. It's as simple as that. So if you want to be the person that makes sure that everything you do in TBC is accounted for, then you must be a type of person who writes it all down, numbers by numbers, so that when that chart appears and you go to redeem, before you redeem, you can check it off with what you have on paper. I know quite a few people who don't know how to read the redemption of your Cookie Rewards chart in your Kringle Cashback offer. They have problems understanding it from the top line to the bottom line. And whatever's on there should match what arrives in your wallet. Not hard to figure it out because it's all there in your Kringle Cashback office. So you need to do all those checking things. You need to check every single thing. I find it fun, doing that. I think it's quite neat if you can figure out everything before you redeem. And when you redeem, you just about know exactly what's going to appear in your wallet, give or take. Yes. So, yes, those are the reminders for redemption over the next few days. Try not redeem on Friday if you have to. If you can do it just before then, after the send button meeting in the morning, get the send button words in, keywords in, and do a quick check over your back office cookie reward and then redeem when you're satisfied at all 8 times. Okay? Then you can redeem and you can look forward to the next promos and whatever will be happening after redemption. So, talking about the send button meeting in the morning, that's a reminder to be there 4 a.m. New Zealand time. Yes, because it hasn't changed. And winners of a Bitcoin competition must show up to collect their Bitcoin prize.
It's on the blog. It's on the blog now.
Yeah. Winners must show up to collect the Bitcoin prize. And I know that is always in the poster that they put up that we don't get here in New Zealand until tomorrow morning. So this is just a reminder from Edmund to say that winners, if you're a winner, I know there's 1, 2, 3, there's, what's his name? The guy that...
Ace.
Okay.
Ace. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The guy Fletcher from the Philippines. See the count? See his count? Wow. Look at this. Ace Fletcher, 83 from the Philippines. And that's really knocking doors. And because the second place is Riesling,
He averaged 10 TVCs.
Uganda, and he's got 60, or he or she has 67. Now, the third person is also with the same name from Uganda and has 51. So I don't know if they're the same person or the two different accounts for two different people. Could be a family name, a whānau name. Okay, so 297 entries this Bitcoin competition just gone. That's amazing. 83 from one person. That's the highest so far in the Bitcoin competition. Highest number per week. I also see Marianne Murphy down here with 17. Well done, Marianne Murphy, and everyone around her. Uganda is going for it. They've got quite a few entries in the last week's one. And, I've got to say, all the African countries are performing. They really are. So they have the meaning of this.
Want to share your screen. Press the green list saying share your screen.
Is my screen not sharing?
No, I can't see it from here.
Oh, okay. Hang on, I thought I was sharing before.
It shows you down the bottom if you're sharing.
No. Yeah.
Go back
No, I've
live,
got to
Mum.
go right
No,
back.
go back
Yeah.
live. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can share the screen.
Sorry, guys. Forgot to share. Too busy in a hurry to get to. Okay, this time we need to go share. And look like I have to open it up again. Because I closed it up. Oh, it's not open, so I was lucky. Okay, this is the one we were talking about. Sorry about that. But here we go. Ace Fletcher at 83 and Raisling 67 and same again 51. Both Uganda. Ivory Coast 19, Uganda 17, South Africa 17, Miriam Murphy, and of course, you know, all the following countries. Amazing. Excellent job that they're doing. And if we look at this week's so far, the current full-time leaderboard, that same guy or person that came second or third is now leading with 6. So that person's on a mission too. You know, 6 on the first day. Great stuff, right? 23 entries so far. So there you go, and that's the start of the week. So be interesting to see how many more there'll be come Sunday when it ends. Okay. I also want to just let you know this. As I mentioned with the Send Button meeting, join Stephen Cuffey and admin on the broadcasters meeting 30 minutes before the Send Button meeting, even though it is a US holiday on Monday. So it must be a US holiday tomorrow. Because remember, New Zealand, you're a day ahead of US. So it will still be happening. Okay, so that's for broadcasters, intending broadcasters. Okay, so let's be there.
He's got here, if Riding, which is a person, is just one person, I will need 4th place to show up to collect third prize.
That Rising,
If Riding is just one person, I will need 4th place to show up to collect the third prize.
oh,
That's
okay. Okay, so where we had, let's go back here. This guy here and the previous, he was the previous winner, right? So this guy, if he is one person, then the 4th person will move up to, the 4th person will move up and receive the third prize.
And
Right.
And otherwise the fifth forward will need to show up. The fifth
Okay.
prize will also need to show up just
Yeah.
in case.
So, well, see, I've got a dead heat and 5th and 6th. So if any of these people fail to turn up, then it just goes down until somebody does turn up. That right? Because you have to be present to receive your prize.
Does anyone here know anyone on that list for tomorrow?
Yeah.
So,
Yep. So, if anybody knows anyone on this list, they need to advise them that they need to be, especially in this first lot of people. I would say I would go down to Marianne Murphy. If you know any of those people in there, they need to be present at the Sing Button meeting, the English Sing Button meeting with M.B. Derry, to receive the prize from him. Right?
that's it.
Okay. So, oh,
Lily time, mum.
that's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Well, okay. So, I'll just look at this one particular thing. Oh, okay. A leap forward. This is out of the blog today, mind you. A leap forward in conquering the food supply chain. Fertilizer company specialists in agro products accept 25% TBC and 75% Bitcoin. Cash, sorry. Yes. Cash for their products. This is a giant leap forward in conquering the food supply chain. What will happen when farmers accept TBC and can pay their workers in TBC? What will happen when drivers delivering food accept TBC? Food merchants have been joining TBC for a long time now, so we just need to complete the food supply chain all the way back to the farmers. Who wouldn't want a $2,200 gift of digital gold when they can use it to buy food? Think about that. Now, in New Zealand, a lot of our food supply chain smaller chains, food supply chains, who have the larger companies in Australia and America. Now, those food chains in America and Australia especially supply a lot of our food supply chains in New Zealand. And we know that because a lot of it is either flown in or shipped in. And this is where all the big trucking companies in New Zealand vie for the business. Yep. A lot of big trucking companies in New Zealand compete for the business to ship everything from the Central Basin in Auckland to the rest of New Zealand. And it's always been like that for a long, long time. But other ports are starting to open up now in New Zealand, especially in Tauranga. They're starting to, supply the food chains as well. And so a lot of these trucking companies are starting to expand to those little way out places nowadays. Right. Interesting to think about. Okay. Well, that's me for another night. Back to checking up on a lot of back to checking up on those still trying to redeem. And I speak about the food supply chain because Ken and I were heavily involved in a lot of this kind of thing happening in New Zealand. and we worked for quite a big trucking company at the time. And we were there for many years, so we knew throughout New Zealand. And because we were lucky that the company we worked with, as you know, New Zealand is in 3 islands. So we're based in the North Island, and of course Darren is in the South Island, and we have a narrow strait going through both islands. Now to get across that, to get the food supply across, you had to go by boat. And we were lucky that our company that we worked with owned their own boat to cross the strait. And they gained a lot of business doing that because they were the only competitor, aside from rail in New Zealand, to be able to, get the food supply across. The rail side of the rail boat was mainly for passengers, but the boat the company we worked for owned was mainly for stock and food supply. So, yeah, we're heavily involved in moving a lot of that around New Zealand. Right, so, yes, looking ahead, that's a major here. And, you've only got to hit one big company with TBC and you have the rest. It's just so competitive here. Anyway, that's me for another night. And, just like to say thank you and acknowledge Amy Green, who was Amy Dixon. And I had to ask her because I wasn't sure if it was you or not. Welcome anyway, Amy Green. And of course, Sister Carol, Sister Violet, and Christy, Mr. Edmund, and of course, Brother Bill, and all those who are watching in the wing tonight. So I hope that, you got some valuable information tonight, or information that you didn't have and you now have, and you can make use of it in a productive way. So I leave you to it. Don't forget, go hard in the next 3 days and see if you can increase your 40 grain and get your downlines duplicating as fast as they can. Okay, so that's me. Again, noho ora mai koutou, kia koutou kāinga, kia koutou mahi pēr, and keep cool and keep safe. Peace for you all. Thank you.